think I found heaven in the city of Chicago. Let's read. Wow. I wanted to talk a little bit about East of Eden. I am 158 pages out of this 500 and so page book right now. The scope of this book is beyond what I could have ever imagined. I think the synopsis doesn't do it justice, which I think it does enough to bring us in, but I thought this was just going to be about the Hamilton and the Trask families. But really, this is about the Salinas Valley in general. And not only that, the scope is not just the Salinas Valley in California or even just the West. It's about folks moving from the East Coast. It's people in search of a West American dream that they were told they could build an empire for their family from. I haven't got necessarily to any of the points that I think are going to be bad, but there is a lot of foreshadowing happening by Mr. Steinbeck here. He often says stuff like, when a bad thing happens, and talks more broadly, and it makes me as a reader nervous. Something I want to talk about is Kathy. She was totally thrown on a left field for me. I didn't know she existed. I didn't know to expect her. And considering that her chapter of introduction starts off with Steinbeck talking about, for about 3 pages, talking about how monsters are born and how if a human is born missing a limb, they don't know that they're different. They just know that, or they know that they're different, but they don't know any other way of life. It's not like they were born with the limb and then lost it. And he compares that to humans being born evil, that maybe they know they're different, but they don't know how to act any other way. And I don't know if it's meant to be this form of empathy that we're supposed to get as a reader, but as a reader, what I got was big warning, big warning. Literally for 3 pages, he goes on and on about talking about monsters and evil within the human spirit. And then he says, and here's Kathy. Wild. Can I just say also, why is every venomous woman named Kathy with a C? I'm thinking Kathy Earnshaw. I'm thinking, that's all I know. But I so love the scope of this book. Again, I thought this book was just going to be about the 2 families and just in Salinas, but I'm so delightfully surprised that it spans hundreds of years, it spans generations, it spans the country, it even spans the world. We haven't left the States yet, but many of the characters have immigrated from different countries. I also loved, I think this book either opened or the second chapter was the creation story. This is a retelling of the creation story and the Cain and Abel stories in the Bible. That book, yeah. And I think this book did open with a creation story, and so it's like the American dream creation story. It's really genius. There are some moments of This book is hard to read, not in a logistical sense. This book is actually very accessible, and I think that's why I'm flying through it so much, is because it's just so easy to read. This book is emotionally hard to read. There are chapters and chapters where it's mostly exposition. We're just meeting these people, talking about them, getting to know them. And then, like, especially with Kathy's chapter, for example, ooh, these characters experience lots of drama, lots of capital T trauma. And I mean, in Kathy's case, she creates trauma. This book does not shy away from mess and from trauma and from violence. This book is much more violent than I thought it was. Maybe because I've only ever read Of Mice and Men and then Travels with Charlie, kind of generally more wholesome books. I don't know if Mice and Men can really also be said to be wholesome, but this book, one in my notes, I wrote down, this book is spicy. I did not expect, and I think this is a bias that I have about books written before the 80s, um, even the 70s, is like, oh, they won't go to a certain place. Like, I know that they will stop. They won't mention certain topics: sex, drugs, alcoholism, intense murder and violence. Yeah, Steinbeck goes there. I'm really curious to also research if Steinbeck got any backlash for this, because it's not that I'm offended reading this book, but I'm so surprised that this book was published in the 50s and that topics that are being talked about in this book, I'm so surprised that Steinbeck is mentioning these topics. I'm wondering if this book has been banned or if there was discourse about that like when it first came out. My friend invited me to her bridal shower. Thanks, Maggie. Feeling a little emotional about that. You know, when your friends from high school, when your best friends from high school get married. We're still reading East of Eden, obviously. I feel like I'm kind of flying through it. I thought that it would take me much longer. I'm about almost a fourth of the way through, which is pretty cool. Considering also the brick that this book is, and also I don't know if you can see it from here, but the words are so tiny in this print. I love this edition though. It's so light. I can hold it with one hand. I have my breakfast. I have my signature beautiful iced cortado. This is honey, salt, and cinnamon in there with caffè bustelo. And we're gonna do some reading. Yeah. All right, great. I wanted to show you guys this. I'm doing the artist way right now, and I got this. I'm a little afraid to open it. It looks like the unicorn. She looks kind of scary. I think it's because her eyes are literally hollow. Terrifying. But it has live plants in it, so we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, let's read. Hello. It's been a few days. Biggest update for you is my roommate and I got a cat. This is Mini Penny. I know. I know. I know. This is our foster cat. I've never fostered animals before, so this is really exciting. It's a big learning curve. Actually, no, it's not. It's been very chill and we're very lucky that Minnie is so she's chill as a 1 year old can be, you know, but she's so lovey. She's kind of like a dog. She lets me pet her tummy, which each time I think it's going to be a trap. I think she's going to like attack me, if I touch the tummy and then she'll get the claws out. But she's really good. Yes, you are. She's so soft and she's look, see? This watch on video she'll get me. No. She's an angel. She's an angel. I know. Oh my God, she's so cute. Oh my God, I can't even look at her. I'm gonna throw up. I am starting not to say that I'm a dog or cat person anymore because I'm trying not to limit myself to one personality trait, But I definitely do prefer dogs. Sorry about it. But also, after having Minnie for literally 3 days, some competition is being had. She's very sweet. She's very funny. She's very tiny. She's also a reader, just like her father and her cool aunt. I'm the cool aunt. We found her the other day on top of my roommate's Stephen King collection, and now her little preferred hideaway spot is the windowsill behind the bookcase, which is really cute. I'm still reading Miss Girl here, East of Eden. I'm almost halfway. I'm definitely a third of the way through. Not much has happened since we last chatted. Ooh. And I don't really want to give spoilers. So, what I'll say is, I'm really enjoying it. I really just want to sit down today and read for about an hour. Also, it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th. It's so rainy today. It poured. I was out. It was really nice earlier today. I was out with my friends in the park, and then it absolutely downpoured. So I had to come home and take off my soaked socks. And now it's just really gloomy. It stopped raining, but I think, oh, hi. Hi, Miss Girl. Hello, Mini Penny. What do you have to say? Oh, I forgot that's the most important aspect of her. I shouldn't say most important, but this is a very important aspect of her is she rams her head into things. My grandma's cat also does that. So that was really delightful when I first found out she does this. Hi, Mini Penny. The smallest copper coin you ever did see. Yes. Do you also like East of Eden? Is that a yes or a no? Okay. Yeah, I'm having a great time. I think this is perfect reading weather. I think I'm just going to sit in my reading chair and read. Yeah, thank you so much for watching my first vlog. This was really fun, and I feel like this is a little form of a collage to put together throughout my week, which is really fun. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have one or two more videos about East of Eden because I feel like we're just getting started with the nonsense that these people are going to create for themselves. Yeah. Happy 4th. Happy summer. Happy summer, even if it's super rainy or cold where you're at. Happy summer vibes. Happy reading. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.